Hi guys, in this video we'll see how to create a Linux server in AWS Cloud and how to connect to it. We have a couple of steps here. Uh, using all those steps, we can create a server and connect to them. So let's see first step. So we need to go to inside AWS console. So open the browser and click on AWS Management Console. Then click on My Account. There we see AWS Management Console. You need to click on that. Yeah, once we click on that, we see a sign in page of AWS. So they are root user and I'm user, but we don't have any account. So we need to create a new AWS account. That's why we need to click on create a new AWS account. Let's click on that. Then we see a page create an AWS account, and we need to enter email address and also password and confirm password. Let's enter. Okay, and we also give a account name, AWS account name. This AWS account is free for 12 months and a free tier access, and it will have 750 of hours of free. And okay, so once we enter there, we can see security check. We click on that, we see a contact information page. There we need to provide our contact details like account type, um, and full name, company name. Let's say ABC Private Limited. Let's say Hyderabad. Then the city is also Hyderabad. The state is Telangana. And postal code. Let me enter 50081, and we need to check the box and click on create account and continue. So once we click on that, we see payment information. There we need to provide our credit card or debit card, either one, the details, and then verify and add. So that's it. So our AWS account will be created. Okay, let's go to second step, login into AWS account. Okay, once we got AWS account created, we need to log into AWS account. For that, AWS console, let's type in Google and click on AWS Management Console. Then go to My Account and AWS Management Console. Now we see AWS login page or sign in page. There we need to use root user, as we have not configured IAM user. So let's type our email address which we used to create AWS account and click on next. Then we need to provide the password. Then click on sign in. The moment we click on that, we see AWS Management Console and we are inside that. Okay, let's see third step, create EC2 instance, that is Linux server. Let's create in AWS. So for that, again go to services and then inside compute we can see EC2. Just click on that. Okay, we see different details like instances running, instances, so other details. So let's click on instances. There we can see orange color button, launch instances. We need to click on that. Okay, we have a couple of steps again to create a Linux server. So the step one is choose an Amazon machine image. So Amazon Linux 2 AMI, just select that to make sure that we are selecting free tier eligible. And the second step is choose an instance type. Okay, so we need to choose the instance type, that means how many CPUs we want and how much RAM. So let's go with the defaults. So, and also we can see free tier eligible. Okay, just click on configure instance details. Then the third step is configure instance details. Don't need to modify anything, just go with defaults. Click on next, add storage. And then fourth step, add storage. So this is hard disk kind of storage. So we need to go with the defaults. Click on next, add tags. And fifth step is add tags. So we can add tags, otherwise we can go with the defaults and click on next, configure security group. Then the sixth step, we can see the configure security group. So let's go with the default ones. No need to modify anything. Just click on review and launch. And we can see last step, seventh step, review instance launch. So we can review whatever we added so far in last 6 steps. Just click on launch. Okay, so we can see select an existing key pair or create a new key pair. So as we don't have any Linux server so far created in AWS, and also we didn't create any key pair, we don't have any existing key pair, so we need to create a new key pair. So for that, okay, click on that, and we need to enter key pair name. We can enter any name, Linux 2, let's say. Okay, let's download the key pair. So we need to save. Okay, we need to download. So we will download .pem file, which is key file to log into Linux server from our laptop later. So for that, we need to download and save, and click on launch instances and click on view instances. So the instance state currently is in pending, so it will take a couple of minutes to provision. Okay, now we can see the instance state is running. Okay, fine. So we have created our Linux server. That means third step has been completed. Okay, let's go for fourth step, download Putty Tool. Okay, let's download the Putty Tool from Google. Open any browser and go to Google, and there we need to type Putty Tool download. Click on enter, and there we can see putty.org, download Putty. So click on the first URL which we can see. Okay, we need to click on that here button, and then we can see a Windows installer 64-bit MSI. So we need to select that and select Putty 64-bit MSI file, and I'll download or save. Okay, once it is saved, we need to double click or else click on that. Okay, we need to install. Okay, next. So as I have already installed, it is saying repair. So I'll click on repair and I'll go with reinstallation. That's okay. Okay, as I have installed, so I'm not going to install. So I can see a Putty tool. If I click on my Windows button, okay. Okay, so we have completed fourth step. We downloaded Putty tool. Now fifth step, convert .pem file into .ppk file. Okay, earlier we downloaded .pem key file from AWS account while creating a Linux instance or Linux server. So let's convert that .pm file into ppk file using Putty key generator tool. So as we have already downloaded Putty, so we got Putty key generator. So let's open that. And we need to load .pm file. So it should be somewhere in the download folder. Let's load. Okay. So we cannot see by clicking on that. So as by default, it's a the extension is a Putty private key file. So we need to select all. So we need to select all files. Okay, select. So we can see .pm file, Linux 2.1. So let's select .pm file, open. Okay, and we need to save private key file. Okay, so we need to give any name. So let's say Linux 20, and it's a .ppk. So we are now converting .pm file into .ppk file. We can see in downloads. There we go. So you can see, okay, we completed fifth step. Now let's see sixth step. Connect to EC2 instance using Putty Tool. Let's open Putty Tool first. Okay, click on Windows and type Putty, and we can see Putty Tool. And here we need to provide some details, that is host name or IP address, and also the .ppk file that we created just before. Okay, that host name or IP address we can find in AWS account, a Linux server, public IP we can see. We need to copy and paste into a Putty IP address. Okay, that we pasted now. And then we need to load that ppk file we created. So click on sh, a plus symbol we can see. Click on that plus symbol, and there we can see auth. Click on that, and then we can see a browse, and we need to browse our ppk file, that is Linux 20 just before we created. Okay, open that and click on open. Once we click on that, so we can see some fingerprint. Is it okay or not? The message, that's okay. Yes. Default user in AWS is EC2-user for Amazon Linux machine. So I use that. We don't need to provide any password as we have already used ppk file. So that is like a password. That's it. Thank you.